Hi, welcome. Today we are going to be doing restorative yoga, also supported. That's why I blinked there for a minute. So if you have a block and a blanket or a bolster, please grab those, put on some comfy clothes, grab your mat, and we'll get started. First move we're going to start with is a legs up the wall position. So I like to have my blanket and I tuck it nice and close to the wall so I feel supported. I get my hip all the way to the wall and then I can start to position myself onto my blanket. My legs then come up the wall and I'm trying to get my butt, as you see, as close to the wall as possible. However it feels good on your hamstrings. If you have the blanket under there, it should bring you more relief if you have those tight hamstrings. So we are going to be holding each position for about 30 seconds. Both our legs up the wall will be here for about a minute. So find that comfortable position. I would say place your hands on your belly and just breathe. Take one more breath here. And then we're going to come into a hamstring stretch. We're going to take our hands, our arms, maybe lift our head and chest off the mat. We're going to grab that right shin and we're going to bring it into our head, close to our head. Point those toes and we'll be here for 30 seconds. This left leg should be on the wall. Find a comfortable position. If you'd like to bend that knee, you can. Release that leg. Now we'll take the other leg, point those toes, and wrap our hands around our shin. You can also just support your thigh. Try to make your leg nice and straight though. And release. We're going to come to one more pose here. We're going to bring the soles of our feet together. And we're going to try to open up our knees. We can lay our hands above our knees, not on our knees, and start to press our knees closer to the wall if that feels good for us. Or we can just lay our hands on our belly and focus on our breath. And then we can start to bend our knees, bring them together, and then turn on our side. And we can press ourselves up just to move ourselves onto the mat. With that, we'll grab our block. We're going to come into our supported poses now. So lower yourself back onto the mat. You're going to bend your knees, plant your feet, and then start to press your hips up. And you're going to bring that block right underneath your hips. And then your arms are going to come long. I like my palms facing up. You play with that. Maybe you like your palms facing down. Do what feels best for you. Now we're going to press our hips up, or we're going to turn that block onto the tall side of it. And if that doesn't feel good for you, if none of these feel good for you, you can go without the block. But we'll be here for another 30 seconds. Now we're going to press our hips up one more time, just so we can turn that block back on its flat side. With that, we'll bring our right knee into our chest, flex our right foot, and then start to lengthen through our left leg. The longer and heavier our left leg is, and the farther away we press our knee from our right knee from our left leg, the more we'll feel this stretch in our hip flexor, our left hip flexor. So you really want to bring that knee in tight, and you really want to bring that left leg long and active. And we'll switch. That left knee comes into our chest. Our right leg comes long. Flex those feet and press that left knee into your chest as you lengthen through that right leg. And breathe. And we'll release. We'll bend those knees, plant our feet. You can keep the block right where it is, or you can turn it back on its tall side. We're going to get into our shoulders a little bit. So we're going to bring those arms over our head, palms facing each other. Then we're going to interlace them, turn our palms up, keep our elbows bent as we place those hands right above our head. So my palms are on the ground, my knuckles are on the ground above my head, and my elbows are open up wide. We should feel a nice shoulder stretch here. And we can let go of our fingers. We can press our hips up and bring that block out from underneath our hips. Excuse me. And from here, we're going to cross our right ankle over our left knee. And then we're going to drop our foot over to the other side. And so I should have mentioned, if you want to take that block, and you can place it underneath your right foot if your foot doesn't touch the ground. And then we can take our hand and press that leg away from us, and our gaze is away from this left leg. And come back to center, and then bring those knees into your chest. Interlace your hands behind your thigh. Bring that left leg high. Or flex both your feet, and then you can drop your head on the mat. And bend that left knee. Plant your foot, uncross your right leg, and then bring that block to the other side as we're going to cross that left ankle over the right knee, and then we can start to drop that foot over, planting it on our block. If we don't need it, we can bring that foot all the way down. So we're here. My left arm is long, and my right hand can press that leg away. My gaze is at my left hand. And then bring ourselves back to center. Bring those knees into our chest. Interlace our hands behind our thigh. Flex both our feet, and then straighten through that right leg. And we can drop that leg down and cross that leg. Bring your knees into your chest. Bring them together. We're going to make circles, massaging that lower back. So circle them to the right, to the left for 3 more times. And 1 more time. And then circle them to the right. And then come back to center. We're going to come to one more supported pose. So we're going to sit up. We're going to take this block either on the tall side or the flat side. If it's on the tall side, either way you want it to line up with your spine. You're going to sit yourself in front of it. You're going to slowly lower yourself onto the block. You want the block to be in between your shoulder blades, but below your neck. And then once you're there, you can open up your hands, drop your head to the mat. Palms are to the ceiling. You feel a nice openness. If it begins to be too much for you, you can take the block out. We'll just be here for 30 seconds. And then we can lift ourselves up. We can drop our elbow, remove that block. We are going to come to our Shavasana, and an option to do legs up the wall if you'd like to. We're going to go ahead and scoot ourselves all the way to the block, to the wall, and then get ourselves up. This time I suggest a wide leg. Legs up the wall for your Shavasana. We'll be here for 1.5 minutes. So get yourself comfortable and take your time. And be present, focusing on your breath. We can bring our legs back together. We can start to bend our knees, roll onto our sides, taking our time there. And when we're ready, press ourselves up into a comfortable position. Thank you for joining me today. I hope you have a great rest of your day, and I look forward to seeing you again soon.